The good thing about the Upper Kennet is, well, what's special about it to me is we're in perfect location. We're not too far up that we suffer from a lack of water. We're not too far down that we have the influence of the canal. And especially here at Eastridge, this is the really classic prime bit of Chalkstream. The most exciting thing for me is being a passionate fly fisherman myself. You know, it kind of adds a whole new aspect to the work I'm doing. I'm not just doing it for the sake of doing it. I'm seeing direct results and mine and everyone else's fishing improving with that. Yeah, so as a keeper here on the Kennet especially, we have good numbers of wild fish from fingerling size up to 3, potentially even 4 pound, and big grayling as well, 2 or 3 pound graylings, not out of the ordinary. We do stock fish, we don't stock heavy numbers here, but for me, my passion is to really encourage spawning habitat, tree cover for wild populations of fish to really establish and get to some size. To catch a wild fish of above 2 pound, 1 pound, they're just the most beautiful fish ever. They're just an absolute pleasure to see. The best part of the job for me really is just working in such beautiful surroundings, and you're working on a river that, you know, I'm really passionate about Chalkstreams and fishing, and being able to do a project or, you know, do some quite small work but see a massive difference in the fishing on that section, the trout holding there nicely. You know, all in all, it's just a fantastic job for someone who's passionate about conservation. To have a fisherman come up to me and say, "Oh Jack, I've just caught a 2 pound wild brown trout out of under that tree that you put in," you know, it really does make my day. And although I might not catch all these magnificent fish, to have someone else catch them is just as rewarding. So here at Eastridge, we're lucky enough we don't have many roads running anywhere near the river here. We've got a good stretch of forest and water meadows running parallel with the river, so that kind of really is conducive to a quiet fishing environment. I'm seeing, especially this year, I've recruited 4 or 5 new members that are really passionate about wild trout. You know, they don't mind if they're catching a 1 pound fish or a ½ pound fish. They're just happy to be on this piece of river and see lots of, you know, wild fish in abundance. So at Eastridge we don't fish for the grayling in the winter. I think it's nice to let the river have a long rest between kind of fishing seasons. But the grayling we do have here, especially in the deeper water, you know, they get to quite some size. I've had grayling 2.5 pound here, and that, you know, that's not out of the ordinary. So in terms of sensitive keeping, to me that means managing a fishery for the fishermen, but primarily the river comes first, so I will manage that river for the benefit of the river. So for us as an estate to win the Wild Trout Trust Conservation Award, it was a real, it's fantastic, and for the owner, for me as the keeper, and for the fishermen that fish here, to be recognised for something so prestigious was, you can't ask for any more than that really.